Hey guys, Jim here with another video for you. This is 5 forgotten or underrated films you need to see. But before we begin, at the end of this video, if you like what you see, please consider giving me a thumbs up, a possible subscribe, and most importantly, leave comments below. Let me know how you feel about these suggestions of mine, and if you have any questions about them. I'd be happy to answer anything you have regarding these films. Now, these 5 suggestions basically are from different genres. There's no rhyme or reason here. I'm just going to go ahead and go through them a little bit, break down a little bit of the plots and the particulars involved, but we're not going to go too much into it. Part of the great thing about these recommendations that I give to people is letting them discover these films on their own and hopefully getting as much out of them as I did when I saw them. So without further ado, let's go ahead and start. We're going to start off with a comedy thriller called Cheap Thrills. I recently covered this on Years in Film, starring Pat Healy, Sarah Paxton, Ethan Embry, and David Koechner. And this is directed by E.L. Katz. I'll freeze in a little bit so you can check out the synopsis. But basically, the long and short of this movie is two friends from high school run into each other in a bar. They're both on really hard times, and a married couple, Paxton and Koechner, overhear their conversation, decide to stop by and buy them a round of drinks, and one thing leads to another, and the next thing you know, they're offering these guys money to do stupid things, and it starts off very juvenile, and it gets very dark very quickly. This is a great movie. Then we've got the oldest one out of the 5 that I'm going to be recommending, Extreme Prejudice. Directed by the incredible Walter Hill. There's the synopsis. It has an all-star, incredible cast led by Nick Nolte, Powers Booth, Michael Ironside, Maria Conchita Alonso, Rip Torn, Clancy Brown, William Forsythe. I mean, the cast just keeps on giving. This is a movie from '87, and it is kind of a throwback to Westerns. It is kind of a modern-day Western. Nolte is a Texas Ranger who is best friends with Powers Booth, who is a Mexican drug lord. And they're both in love with the same woman. And these bank robbers show up, and let's just say the plot gets a little complicated, but my God, with a cast like that and with direction like Walter Hill's, this is a really, really good movie. So, second recommendation, Extreme Prejudice. My third recommendation this week is Limitless, starring Bradley Cooper, Abbie Cornish, and Robert De Niro. This one is directed by Neil Berger, and there's the synopsis. This is a action thriller with lots of twists and turns. Bradley Cooper gives a great performance in this, as does Robert De Niro. And again, I don't want to go too far into it, but the gist of this is this guy is just an average Joe. He's not special. And one day a friend of his gives him this pill to try, and he tries it, and it unlocks his brain to the point where he damn near has superpowers. I don't want to exaggerate the point, but yeah, he thinks like a computer. I don't want to go into it. This movie's a lot of fun. Check it out if you never have. And then next, I also covered this one on a recent installment of 50 Years in Film. Trance, starring James McAvoy, Vincent Cassel, and Rosario Dawson. This one is directed by Danny Boyle, and I think it is probably his most underrated film ever. Let me go on in there to the plot synopsis. This is a heist gone wrong, and McAvoy stashes the goods and then gets hit in the head and gets amnesia and can't remember anything. So the bad guys hire her, who is a hypnotherapist, to put him in a hypnotic trance to try to get the information out of him. And let's just say complications ensue. This movie's a little bit slow at the beginning, but once it gets going, it's excellent. And the three of them put in incredible performances. So my fourth recommendation this week is Trance from Danny Boyle. And last and certainly not least, out of the five, this one's probably the most entertaining. Tucker and Dale versus Evil, starring Tyler Labine, Alan Tudyk, and Katrina Bowden. This one is directed by Eli Craig. And again, let me get the plot synopsis right there. This is a horror comedy, stressing the comedy, but this movie is bloody as hell. It is very gory. This movie's hilarious. It's basically just a case of mistaken identity. Some college kids are camping. They've been telling ghost stories about how these hillbillies attacked a bunch of campers way back when and killed them all, and it kind of freaks them out. And basically it becomes a case of mistaken identity. This movie is absolutely hilarious. It is also very clever. And the two main characters, Alan Tudyk and Tyler Labine, they have a bromance in this movie that is unbelievable. You cannot help but love these two guys by the end of this movie. If you've never seen Tucker and Dale versus Evil, again, don't let that horrible title throw you. This movie is awesome. So that's it for my 5 recommendations this week. I hope you guys enjoyed them. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, a possible subscribe, and most importantly, leave those comments. Let me know how you feel about these movies. And again, if you have any questions at all about these movies, feel free. I will be happy to discuss anything regarding these movies with you. So until the next time, everybody, I hope everyone is well, and we'll see you then.